Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Well, it's March 31st and I don't have my videos done for the month. It has been a very hectic month. I've been doing a lot of stuff with animal rescue this month, so I'm a little behind on a lot of stuff, but I'm going to make it in just in the nick of time. However, this month I am doing just some short videos, and they're just going to be me talking as opposed to voiceover. I find this more intimate. The only problem is my camera only goes for about 20 minutes, so I have a timer. Then it shuts itself off and I have to restart it. So we're just going to keep this kind of short. What I need to do is I need to make some cards for spring to send to people. I really love sending cards to people. Getting cards in the mail is so fun. I like getting them, so I actually get just as much enjoyment sending them. And Easter's this Sunday. It's early. So I don't really want to use an Easter theme, but something springish. So we're going to do two different cards, and I've cut these 4 by 5, and I will mount them onto a piece of cardstock, and maybe some, I can get some designer paper. Got a bunch. I just found this yesterday, and I'm like, oh, look at that. So I mean, there's some pretty papers. But for today, we're just going to cover the drawing part. So the first one we're going to do is 3 bunnies. So I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to just line it up on the bottom and then do like a light line here, and then I'm just going to sketch. Let's start with the middle guy. So we're going to make him a nice round little tush. Bunny bottoms are just should be roundy and chunky. Little head, little ear. Okay, there's one. Pretty simple, pretty quick. We'll do another one here. A roundy butt and roundy noggin. Look at that, so cute. And you can have space between the ears or not, and you can make the bodies any shape you want. You can do blobs. And this one, it's always fun to have one guy that's a little bit different. His ear is going to go, well, that's an extra long ear if it actually looks like that. So let's come down. Let's do here. There. Close enough. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Unipen fine line. This is waterproof, but it does need to dry. So I'm going to just take this pen and do some, kind of go over the general area of where they were. Really loose. I'm not doing anything along the bottom. Hopefully that looks okay. I'm just, there we go, kind of haphazard. Let's go put a little bit thing in between there. And then here's another guy, another little guy. There. So I'm going to leave those to dry, that to dry for just a little bit. And I'm going to come to the other one. So this one I'm going to do this way. I'm not going to use a pencil. I'm going to freehand it. We're going to wing it. And this one's going to be flowers. And I'm going to put it on this side. So let's just do another little, let's see, turn it upside down. Let's just get a very small line. Don't really need it. It just makes me feel better. I'm not real sure why I need it, but we're going to do one big one down, and let's put a circle. Let's go like this, and let's put some dots on the end. Alright, and then let's do some shorter ones, because why not? I have this thing that I ask my husband, and I'll say, should I do this or should I do that? And his answer every time is, why not both? And I just love that attitude. It's just fabulous. Let's get a couple of large leaves. So then we'll do another little guy here. Let's do this, and we'll do that, and then over here, let's kind of come up, and we'll do that, and then we'll kind of there, little whimsical, and then this one, I love these kind of leaves. Boom, done. So now over here, you can, and I'm eyeballing it, you can take more time. We're gonna put a line across here and a line across, maybe move it over like that. Yeah, it's pretty even. And then we're going to do a writing of thinking of you. There. Now you can go back with a larger pen, and let's see, I'm going to switch to a 03. And by the way, you can get a set of 7 of these, and it is the Uni Pen Fine Line Water and Fade Proof Pigment Ink. I think a set of these of 7 pens is like $8 on Amazon. It's very inexpensive. If you do want to know a link to get them, let me know and I'll send that to you. But you can do the faux calligraphy here and go thicker on the downstroke. I love that look. Boy, I really do. Look at how that changes that so easily. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be doing a couple of things. Now this Patreon is an experiment for me, and there's only a few of you right now, and you're all friends, which is really, really wonderful. I'm going to be taking out the digital download for the $10 subscription, simply because I never really know what to offer for that. I usually end up just giving a piece of artwork, and I'm learning that that's really not something that I want to be part of this Patreon. I'd rather actually do content than try to come up with a download. So I'm going to change that, and I'm just going to drop it to $9 from $10. And then I'm also going to be exploring a little bit of art journaling. I've ordered some kits to play around with from Let's Make Art, and that'll be free content because it's really not my stuff, but I will share it with you. But I'm hoping that it rolls over into our Patreon stuff. I'm not a big journaler when it comes to my feelings. I'd rather talk about it. I don't want to write it out. Just not my thing. But I do think journaling is good therapy because you get to express yourself, and I think we could all use a lot of that more. So I'm hopeful that that's something that you will be interested in. So now we are at 9 minutes. Okay, we're doing pretty good. So now I'm going to erase that, and then I'm just going to erase these lines off. And this should be somewhat dry. Look at that. See? Easy, easy peasy. It's hard if you overthink it. If you just say, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to let it be organic, and I'm going to let it be honest in itself. It's just a good metaphor for everything. You know, just enjoy the moment, enjoy your piece. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I have the spray bottle, and I always spray my pan. Now I keep my pan like this. Look at that. It's a mess. This is often called watercolor palette dirt, which I don't know why they call it dirt. It's not dirt to me. To me it's just, you know, stuff to have more fun with. And I keep using it. So I spray my water palette and get my watercolors going. Now for this, I'm going to take some of my water. I tend to use a smaller brush. Most people would want to use a larger brush. That's your choice. I'm going to put water inside these little bunnies. Bunny, just some water. Alright, and then I'm going to put some water. It's probably not dripping, but enough to get some movement. You know, I mean, that's the wonderfulness of watercolor, is that it expresses itself without your help. Sometimes the controlling is actually what's really hard about watercolor, is getting it to go where you want it to go. But I used to hate blooms, and oh, they just drove me crazy. But I'm finding that's really quite charming. Okay, so first we're going to do a yellow one because that's what's on my palette, and I always have fuzz. Alright. I'm going to grab a little more water and spread that around. And you can do water on each one at a time, because then you don't have to try to avoid it like I'm doing. Putting your hand in it. And you can see lots of fuzz. But these are going to family, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Now before that dries, I am going to get a whole bunch of white. This is just white watercolor. It's not bleed proof white or anything like that. I'm going to load it up pretty good, and I'm going to start tapping it with white. And the little water, and it's already spreading a little too far. Okay. Just pull that back. Maybe we better let that dry a little bit. I did it on a sample and it worked brilliant, so we might just be a little too wet in here. So let's just see, the nice thing about it too is it just blends right in. Okay, so then I've got some of this teal color, which is really pretty. There we go. Ooh, look at those guys. So springy. Springy pastel colors. And again, I'm not really getting anything in my palette. I'm just taking off of the bottom, the residue, the leftovers. I like to have a little bit of change of color, so we're just going to put a little dark on one side. So, I do like it when it's not perfect too, like if it goes outside the lines a little bit. That is absolutely fine. Smooth that out. Now the one last, I love water. The one last one is, I think I'm going to do this pinky purple that I have up on the other side of my, there's another fur. You know, when you have animals, you know, when I sell a painting, I just tell them, if you find any animal hair, it's free. I won't even charge you for it, because it's going to be there. It's just the way it is. Alright. Alright. We're going to get more of that white. You really want a lot on your brush. Use quite a bit of water to get it pretty saturated white. Let's see if we can. So you can see it's pretty loaded. It is just kind of tricky to get it to, there we go. Now I pounce on it and it makes this little, gives it a tiny little baby bloom. And I love it so much. It's not showing up too much now, but I will probably do it again a few times to let that. And the more water you have in there, the better off it'll be. This one shows quite well. You get some good blooms. It makes it look fluffy. A fluffy butt. Alright. There we go. You need the water to get it to move. So, okay, we're going to let that sit for a minute. I bang my brush around a lot because when I do acrylic, it's harder to get the water off or the paint off. Okay, we're going to set that aside and we'll come back to this one. That's why it's nice to have a few of them going. I want a purple for the tall little guy. Actually, it's not purple. Oh, we're getting close to running out of time. I'm going to do purple with a little bit of blue and give it a more of a periwinkle color, which is hands down my favorite blue or purple. A little bit more. And I have a mix of different colors or different brands. Daniel Smith, Arteza. And I'm just going to plop some of these in there. Alright, so there's some purple. Whoa! And then that happens. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more. Alright. Then I'm going to do this in a yellow. I'll throw that on there, and the center in a yellow. And then I'm going to get some more of this, nope. We're going to do cerulean blue, which is my favorite blue. And I'm going to kind of just plop it in there. Little puddles. And swoosh. I'm not touching it. Oh, I did on that one. I'm trying to stay away from it. It would be smarter to let it dry, but like I said, I'm going to get cut off. Let's see if I can pull that up. There we go. Alright, so that'll dry, and then we will do now this is just going to get like, I'm just going to do this. That makes sense, because I want it to be kind of haphazard. And then finally we will do a little bit of green leaves. I think this is what I like about having stuff on my palette, is because, ooh, that is thick. Oh, there we go. I can re-wet it so much easier than an entire half pan to get it soaking. So I just reuse it and reuse it. I'm finding I prefer it. So you'll see these dry at the end. I will take a picture, and then you can use it for a reference. And obviously this is not, you know, brainstorming, but this is probably one of the most fun things that that's got some green in it. I'm going to put that. One of the more fun things that I've done is any kind of doodling, doodle cards. They're just, anybody can do them. And there, we'll bloom it out a little bit. And they're fun. They're easy. Okay, well, his tail got carried away. So we'll pull that in just with a damp brush. And then I'm going to take this yellow green and then I'm going to take, this is one of those liner brushes, get it wet, and click. Okay, a little bit of grass, and sorry for the banging, they are cleaning the downstairs apartment. And there you have it. So, hope that gives you some ideas. We'll have to edit that out.